Rome, an eternal night, whispers of love and open wounds. What seemed like a simple trip between two stars turned into an emotional storm no one expected. Gian Yamin, an undeniable idol, landed in Italy with one goal: to win back what he had lost. By his side, Sarah, the Spanish actress with a penetrating gaze more made of silence than words. Why did they come to Rome? What pushed them into a city where every corner hides secrets? Dinner in Trastevere set off every alarm. Dinner in Trastevere set off every alarm. Laughter at first, soft touches, then everything shifted. Tears in Sarah's eyes, Jan's face darkened. Tears in Sarah's eyes, Jan's face darkened. No one could understand what was happening, but the air turned heavy. What started with promises ended in goodbye. What started with promises ended in goodbye. To understand, we must go back to Istanbul. That's where their connection began. On the set of a film. An unstoppable attraction, stolen glances, shared nights. Jan ended his previous relationship to pursue Sarah. But while he shone, she drowned in the pressure. I wasn't made for this chaos, she once admitted. I wasn't made for this chaos, she once admitted. Even before Rome, signs were there. I wasn't made for this chaos, she once admitted. Even before Rome, signs were there. A leaked message from Sarah read, I can't keep pretending in front of the cameras. That trip was their last hope. But instead of healing, everything broke apart. As they left the restaurant, Sarah hid her face. Jan opened the car door for her in silence. Social media exploded. Some blamed him, others said Sarah never wanted fame, but those tears were real. Days later, Sarah returned to Madrid. In a heartfelt interview, she said something that hurt. Sometimes, love is not enough. She buried herself in theater, determined to move forward. Jan, on the other hand, shut down completely. He only posted a single story, a black heart, and the phrase, some endings hurt more than betrayal. As if that weren't enough, Demet, Jan's longtime friend, unfollowed him. Some people changed too much, she posted. Was it just a breakup or something deeper? Sarah's story resonated. From a quiet childhood in Spain to her battle with anxiety, many saw themselves in her. She is the voice of those who love in silence, a newspaper wrote. Meanwhile, Jan was spotted in Rome discussing Madrid with his team. Was he planning to return? To try again? Then came the gesture that broke everyone's heart. A handwritten letter Jan left at the theater where Sarah performed. I won't chase you anymore. Thank you for the truest love I've ever known. You were never a mistake. Social media went wild. Modern-day Romeo and Juliet, trapped between cameras, headlines, and broken hearts. The internet didn't forgive. Theories, betrayal rumors, endless speculation. Sarah asked for just one thing. Let us heal. Their careers were also affected. He paused. She received praise on stage but was constantly followed by flashbulbs. Will they recover or remain marked forever? This love, with all its ups and downs, enters the history of impossible romances. One psychologist said, fame doesn't let you breathe, and when love competes with the spotlight, it usually loses. Now, they walk separate paths. Jan in silence. Sarah, stronger than ever. Will they meet again someday? No one knows. No one knows. But what happened in Rome has left a lasting mark, and we remain vigilant. Because when love and fame collide, the world simply can't look away. For a long time, Demet Özdemir was seen as a relatable, persevering, and radiant actress. Her success wasn't by chance, but the result of a consistent career, a carefully built image, and a genuine connection with her audience. But in recent months, that solid figure has started to crack, not because of her acting, but due to personal decisions made public. Comments from users like @LauraStory1853 or @ElizabethDonnelly-KJ8WUW reflect this growing discomfort. Many can't understand how a mother could distance herself from her child to start a relationship with someone like Can Yaman, especially amid so much controversy. The issue isn't the romance itself. No one can stop someone from loving, but the symbolic weight it carries. In Demet's case, leaving her family for a media figure surrounded by rumors of infidelity, betrayal, and ambition sparked strong rejection. It's not prejudice, it's about values, responsibility, honesty, respect for existing bonds. More than the relationship, what hurt was the way it was displayed. Public appearances full of provocative gestures, striking poses on red carpets, exaggerated behavior. It all looked like a performance rather than a genuine love. When affection seems staged, empathy disappears. When affection seems staged, empathy disappears. Many began to wonder, is Demet really looking for love or just staying relevant? Some defend her right to rebuild her life, to move away from what no longer works. And yes, everyone deserves to rebuild. And yes, everyone deserves to rebuild. But when you're a mother, your choices weigh more. Many women who admired her felt betrayed. They expected a figure of strength and balance, not someone swept up in scandal. Some believe Demet has been pulled in by the need to keep shining in a ruthless industry that demands youth, impact, and constant presence. If that's true, maybe she's also a victim of the system. But actions have consequences. And now her reputation is starting to suffer. Even her image, once genuine and spontaneous, now appears colder, more distant. The down-to-earth actress who moved audiences now looks like a manufactured product. And the public beyond headlines seeks authenticity. I want to believe this is just a phase. That Demet hasn't completely lost her way, but is going through something difficult, like many of us do. That she can reconnect with her essence and find that voice that made her unique. Time is a harsh judge, but also a generous one. If she chooses to be that sincere, emotional woman again, many will welcome her back. Time is a harsh judge, but also a generous one. If she chooses to be that sincere, emotional woman again, many will welcome her back. But wanting it is not enough. She must prove it. Demet Özdemir is one of those women you don't forget easily. She carries a quiet strength, a sweetness that doesn't break with time or scandal. What I admire most about her isn't her beauty, which is obvious, but her dignity in the face of noise. Many still associate her with her past with Can Yaman. But Demet chose another path: growth, constructive silence, and self-respect. In her world, that's worth more than any love declaration. What's remarkable is her emotional growth. She didn't seek revenge or attention. She stayed maturely distant. Demet shines without needing revenge. While Can seemed lost, she remained centered. Not because she didn't suffer, but because she stayed coherent. She healed without making her pain public. Demet is the kind of woman who, instead of taking revenge, shines even brighter. Some say she's over everything, that she feels nothing. But I believe her strength lies in remembering without letting it consume her, accepting the past as part of her story, without letting it define her. Her greatness is in continuing to love life and betting on herself. That's what makes her unforgettable. Because Demet didn't need to raise her voice to show who she is. Her silence said everything.